1, 2, 1, 2. And this is what we will be working with today. It was done, but as you can see, I don't know about that, but the grouting was colored, and this is silicone. But this one, oh, I don't like this one. I would like to redo these corners all together, and also redo this one. Yeah, just get off all the silicone and clean it up, raise it up a bit because at the moment it's recessed. Go from there. So that's the project for today. Let's go over some of the tools I'll be using today. Some, how do you call that? Don't know. Scraping set, some silicone sealant removal, some silicone sealant when it's removed, grout cleaner, grout whitener, some brushes, some pads, and squeezer, and some gloves, some heavy duty gloves, and a towel. Let's see how it goes. So we're starting with some silicone sealant removal. It's gelatinous, so it's kind of easy to apply. And you apply it and you just wait a bit and it should be coming off pretty easily. Oh yeah, that's good. That's really nice. Getting all of that old silicone out. Oh, this is stuck a bit here. Oh, that's a lot. That's okay. Just spread it out and go at it. Stuff actually works really nicely. Yeah, this is almost clean. I'd have to reapply once, but hey, works good. Well, let's leave it on for a moment there. We'll come back to it. The results, I've been going at it for once. There's still some pretty stuck silicone in the corners, but the other two corners have been pretty much gotten rid of the silicone. I'm gonna go over it with some water and wash off the dirt, and we'll see again. This is where we are at after some light cleaning and some water. I'm gonna go over it with some rougher stuff to get rid of the junk and apply a second layer of the silicone removal on the corners to get rid of the silicones. There's still some left, but these two corners I'm gonna say they're pretty much done. So just requires some cleaning, and then I'm gonna try and raising it. Now let's go. So this is the end result of a bit scraping, scrubbing and cleaning. So it looks pretty good. Now we'll have to figure out how to lift this whole platform up. About, not by a lot, but by some margin, because it is recessed. And reapplying the silicone, and it should be done. Looking good so far. So apparently whoever built this was an absolute unit, and apparently grouted or cemented the whole thing, and it is really difficult to lift the upper part. And now I'm going around getting rid of the grout so I could lift it a bit, but that is apparently going to be a challenge. Still, I'm doing it, I'm working it around, and if this thing breaks, I'll just buy a new housing and reinstall the housing with a bit of a lift, and that should be it. Oh, wish me luck. Oh yeah, it's a bit tough. I don't know how they did it, but they glued it really well there. I'm hoping that I don't have to break it all up, but this is really getting close to going, just breaking it all up and getting out of the pieces, raising the pipe for a bit, or adding a bit of a pipe, and putting in a new one. Well, it's gonna be cleaner, but god damn it. I was hoping that this piece wasn't as well cemented, so it would be grouted way around and that's it, and just resting on the pipes, but apparently they did it a bit differently, and now I'm struggling with it. But that's okay, this is part of the process. Let's go. Well, that was a battle and a half. I think it's mostly in one piece. Small nick. Yeah, it's good. It wasn't glued or anything, but it had a lip, and that lip was put in the cement, I think. This looks to be, I don't even know, it looks like dirt. Yeah, damn. No, it's cement. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. So now I need to get a razor or some kind of a pipe, a piece of pipe, to get this one up just a notch. Not a lot. I think I have one of those lying around. And then just reinstall it and apply silicone around. Or I could actually even go with grout again. That might actually work better. Yeah, I might actually re-grout it on the proper level. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Just for reference, this is going to be 20 and a half or 21. Yeah, about 21. And the hole is 21. The pipe is that's hard to do. Is it? I don't know. 15. About 15. It's gonna be some standard, so I'm not worried about it. Yeah, let's go shopping. I decided that I don't want to reuse this one because it has this lip and I'm not going to get that lip back there. The newer ones don't have the lip, so I need to get the newer one and clean out the grout around here. Raise it up a bit with the new grout. So I'm going to have to buy grout and a new drain, or a new cover for the drain, or I don't know. This is a hat part, maybe lip part. I don't know what part it is, but this part I'll have to buy a new one and buy a new grout anyways. So I'm going to have to add some grout to the existing footing to raise it a bit, or I'm going to just add it and then press it firmly and tap it in, so it's going to be at the level and be done with it like that. Let's go. Let's go again. So pretty much the same size. Great, got some tile grout, some drinks to help me along here, and now I need to clean out this grout as well as I can. I don't think it's gonna matter that much, but I'll try to make it clean. And then I'll have to start with the borders, cleaning them up from the silicone and maybe even reapplying the silicone or just regrouting them, I guess. Cleaning out those in-betweens. I don't know, will I be doing that, but I might go through them once over to clean up this crap and add some more of the whites. So this is again a bad example, but yeah, going through them, and yeah, so like a spot like this, I don't like it, and this also, you should have just gone all throughout, but apparently it wasn't meant to be. I don't know why, and it kind of bugs me. I like this stuff. Yeah, you don't see it that much, but when it's all complied together, yeah, you'll start seeing it. Let's get working. Wow. So I have cleaned it up as much as I can. I think it's pretty good, solid. Not big chunks. I don't know, maybe here a bit. So I'll have to go around a bit more. It fits just barely. So I think I will cut this lip off, or at least like two sides of this lip, and then I think it will fit just so. I don't know, it will go down a bit, so these pieces will be fitting there like so, and it will go down just a smidge to fit those pieces. Yeah, it will go down just that much. So perfect. I might apply some silicone here on this surface so it doesn't leak, but that's just maybe. All in all, it's going pretty well. So what I ended up doing is cutting off one lip off completely. It's a bit jagged, that doesn't matter, it's gonna be under there because it wasn't fitting well enough, and if I forced it, it would fit, but we had the same problem. So the lip would go under these tiles and it was recessed way too much. So now I can grout it in place and just leave a smidge of recess so the water gets in here well, and just grout it up well enough so it doesn't leak or anything, and just add a bit of grout to the base layer or the to this one at 4 points, or actually I'll just add a lot of it, clean it up, grout it in, and I'll see you in a moment. Here we go. Here we go. I have mixed the grout. It's about 1 liter of grout, or I don't know how they measure it. And the color is natural white. I don't know what that means, but it shouldn't be as super white, so we'll see. I'm gonna fill in the hole a bit and then place the hat on top of it, and we'll see how it goes. Now it has to rest for 5 minutes, and then I'll mix it again and apply it there and fit it in and add the grout to the borders. That should be pretty easy tasks. There we go. It's grouted in, so it doesn't have to be yet pretty, so we'll clean this up when it's dry and all of this crap, but the seam needs to be quite pretty, and I think it is. And we'll wait about 1 hour for everything to dry up, and then we'll add some we'll just go through this and clean it up. And for the next day or 24 hours, I'll have to water it a bit. That's in the grout instructions, so I have to water it one or 3 times. So I'll water it in the evening and in the morning, and that should be enough. It just needs some water for the cement to set in properly. But all in all, I'm quite happy. It's the tiles weren't symmetrically level, so this tile is higher than the rest of the 3 sides, so that's can't do anything about that. But all in all the other sides are pretty good and flush. This side just a smidge of a lip, but I can live with that. I think it's a success, and just give it 1 hour and I'll wash it up and we'll continue from there. So a small update. I don't know, I don't think I went too early, but the grout wasn't as dry as I was expecting, so going at it even with I think I went pretty easy on it, and it valleyed pretty deep in. I didn't like it, so I added more. The grout work time is about 2 hours, so I was 1 hour in, so I think that's fine. As in, how long do you have time to work the grout in to the seam? So it was 2 hours, so that's pretty good. It was pretty easy to clean up, so I'll just dry this one out more than 1 hour. I think I'll just leave it overnight and see how it goes from there. And that's pretty much done. I'll have to water it a bit, but I went through it a bit with a pad to clean it up. Looks good. It will dry up, but I still have to add some water to it to get a better drying process. But that's pretty much it, looking good. Now I'll have to go through the borders and then the floor and then the walls. But this was the main thing that needed to be done, so that was the hard part. And here we go. The grout whitener has been applied. Generously. It has to dry, and then I will just go over it with some Scotch-Brite and clean up. The bottom half is not yet done because I noticed something troubling right here. That's a gap. So I'll think I might have to regrout it, but not sure yet how to go about it. But that's a big gap. And there's the grout broken up. There also. Here also. So I'm removing the silicone and we'll see how it goes from there. I'll let it dry first, and that shouldn't matter that much. So I could just add some grout here and it should fix most of the leaking problems. And I think that's what I shall do, but that's for tomorrow. Stay tuned. Let's go. This is the second day of this shower compartment cleaning and refreshing operation. The drain, I wetted it already a bit. It looks really good. I like it, and I'm able to step on it. It doesn't move or anything, so it will dry for 3 more days to get totally cured. But it's fine. It's already in a good condition. So I have used the silicone stripper to go over the silicone that was here and strip most of it. So this was after one time. I'll have to go at it again and use a bit softer scraper to get all of this off. I'm still thinking what to do with this. With this one. I think I'll just have to scrape the grout a bit and add a new grout. I cannot fix this one just at this moment. I'll have to fix it later. Or redo the whole bathroom area, but that's for another time. So I am going over the grout portion of the tiles with the scraper, and it god, yeah, going over, and it does look a bit better. I bought some white silicone, and I'm going to go over the seams. I don't know if it's gonna look as nice as it goes. I haven't cleaned up the tiles yet because I need water for that, and for water to flow I need to grout the bad parts. I got some new grout. I'm gonna grout the tiles, and I'm gonna go with the special white silicone, the corners, and I'm gonna clean that up and it should look nice. But at the moment, this is the work I'm doing. I'm going over the grout with the special tool. Well, it's not so special. This is for paint, but it works for grout also. So I'm going over the grout and just getting it out a bit so we can lay the new grout and it would look good. I'm hoping it will look good. I'm expecting it to look good because this one looks good. So I'm gonna go to the border of this one because the sauna has a coloring that is coming off of it. So this is the line I'm gonna go till. The rest of the tiles will be left untouched, but that's okay. They have a coloring that is from the sauna that is dark, and they're fine. It's not as bad as there. I went over this one once over, and the grout, you can't see it right now because I've already gone over it with the scraper, but there was a huge gap, and those gaps need to be sealed. I want 1.5 tile up from the bottom. That's the limit, and the next silicone will be white. I'll see how it goes with the other silicone. If it doesn't look good, I'll just widen it up so it looks uniformal. But yeah, this is the progress at the moment. At the moment I'm scraping off the grout, and then I'll mix the new grout and apply it evenly and see it from there. I have some more time, so working. So this is it after a lot of scraping and washing it off. Looks pretty good. The borders are clean and the grout, it is wet as it is recommended. There were some gaps and some cracks, stuff like that, but I think the new grout will help out and it should be fine. That can't do anything about that yet. Maybe next time. But this time the whites are still on. So this is how it will look after it's all done and dusted. But this is how it looks at the moment. Anyways, the grout is good. I'll mix a batch of new grout. This is how it washed out. Mix up a batch new grout. It's gonna be 1 liter again. It wasn't actually that expensive, 10 euros, so about thereabouts. And I'm gonna grout from here. This is gonna be the limit, or the border, or the end zone. So not that much of grout is needed. Thinking I'm not gonna do the borders with the grout, so this area I'm gonna do with the silicone as it was done. I don't know if it should be done with grout. I'm doubtful because grout needs a lot more space for it to be waterproof, 3 millimeters. So maybe I'll have to think about it. So the regrouting is done. It was a bit messy, but it's not so bad. Once it dries a bit, it's pretty easy to get off by scrubbing. I tried to get it off with nails a bit, but it's mostly fine. So now I just wait for it to dry, and then I went out and did add some grout to the corners, but I'm still gonna seal it with silicone because that's how it was made, so I'm gonna keep it mostly original, but I'm gonna seal it anyways. And after this has dried once, so I'll wait for it to dry. Oh man, I'll wait for it to dry for today, and I'm gonna water it and clean it up a bit in the evening. And tomorrow morning I'm gonna I think I'm gonna clean it up. So clean the whitening from the borders. So just adds water and it's gonna drip all over the floor. That's gonna be fine. And then I'm gonna dry it out once more, and then I'm gonna add the silicone and it's gonna be done. So that's pretty much it. Let's see how it will look in the end. Well now, wet sanding process is in progress. I cleaned up a couple of tiles pretty well. Still some dirt here and there, but they need to be cleaned a bit more, but that's okay. They are looking good already. So cleaning up the corners and drying it once again. Now I'll wait for it to dry once again, and then I'll scrub it and wet scrub it once again and dry it again, and then apply the silicones to the seams, and then I'll wash off the whitening after the silicone is dried, of course, and then it should be done. Yep. A small update. So sanding out the grout a bit, it's coming off pretty easily. So these tiles are pretty much done. I still have some tiles left, and after that I will have to go over it once again with wet sanding or wet cleaning, because I want to apply the silicone at the borders, and if it has some grout dust, I expect that it won't be adhering as well, so I'll have to wash it and then dry it once again. But the progress looks pretty good, so we're nearing the end. I'll clean out the grout, then apply some white to the bottom half of the tiles, and then wait for it all to dry. Add silicone, wait for the silicone to dry, and then wash all the walls from the whitening from the grout. So this stuff needs to be washed off, and it's gonna be pretty nice. Let's go. Getting along just fine. First batch of cleaning is done. I got most of the whitening stuff done, and some tiles are pretty much done. So these are the end results. They are perfect. I had some bad luck with the whitening stuff. I don't know why. I think it was something related to the separation of the liquids in the whitening stuff. So I got some patching to do, but they're minor, not that bad. Most of it is actually pretty good. So this is the end result. These tiles and this color and the floor. There's my legs, because I don't want to get wet. Anyways, the floor is looking good. actually. And no, I'm not naked. I just don't have any socks on. Anyway, waiting for the floor to dry again and cleaning up the edges, then silicone them and add some whitening to the bottom stuff or the bottom layer and patch a bit of those white or those spots with whitening. I might reapply this one now. It looks good. It looks fine. And cleaning up some of the edges or some of the whitening stuff, it cleans up pretty easily just with a Scotch-Brite and just cleaning up. This stuff does go away pretty easily also, but this is pretty much the end result. So it's clean, white. Oh yeah, I also have to go through and carefully add a bit of whitening to the top because I wasn't able to apply it consistently with the application tube, so I'll have to go with I don't know, I might even go by finger and add it to the tops there so it looks consistent. At the moment it's just missing those tops, but yeah, it looks good. I like it, love it. It's clean white and much better looking. Waiting for the end result. It will be done maybe in one more day. I think this needs to dry. I'll put on floor heating so it will dry a bit faster, and then go around, clean up the borders, add the silicone, add whitening there, add whitening there, clean it up for the final time, and it should be done. Looking good. Here we go, back at it. It is now done. I have added whitening to the tops. I added silicone to the seams. There was some grout on some spots. I added some grout because there were gaps. But I still added silicone because it's the good stuff. Oh, god damn it. It's the Stop Fungi stuff. 10 years fungal protection. That's pretty cool. Anyways, that is done on the seams with the grout. I think that's gonna be fine. Added whitening to the bottom part and on the parts that were kind of missing or had some issue with the grout, so I re-added whitening to the spots that were missing, and added grout to the top layers here, some there. That's pretty much it. I still have some grout on the tiles, but that's should be just scrubbable away, so that's not that concerning. The grout itself is very, very hard, and I'm happy about that. So for the moment, waiting it for everything to dry up, and then it's final cleaning and final photo ops. But some tiles are already pretty perfect, and I really like how the whitening sits. You can't really see any, it just looks like grout. I like it. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So these spots are really nice spots, and yeah, so there we have it. And I'm gonna clean up the mixer and the shower heads and stuff like that. This also will be cleaned up, and this was also cleaned up. And yeah, oh wow, still got some spots there. So yeah, finding those small last spots. I think those are the last spots. I will add whitening. All in all, added it to the backside. It was kind of hard. Maybe I'll have to open this one so I can add there, but yeah, or I can just go with the brush, and brush it on. Also here, this spot seems to be a bit empty, but yeah, finding those small spots and adding whitening there so it all looks even, and so we don't have these kind of dark spots. That's going to be a dark spot if I leave it like that, and that's going to be a dark spot if I leave it like that, and that's also going to be dark spot. So I'm going to add whitening there, also here. Yeah, so it will all look like this, Yeah, this looks very good. Anyways, carrying on. And trying it out, cleaning it up. Last scraping. There's still some whitening. The bottoms are pretty much done. The shower is on, and I'm gonna have to start scrubbing it off a bit. And then it's the final dry and final review. Yay! And I'm done. I've cleaned it up. Cleaned out all the borders. Cleaned out the grout. It's now wet, but yeah. Cleaned out all the whitening. Fixed a couple of places where the whitening was flaking. So it should be fine now. The issue was the tiles weren't on level. So some tiles are a bit higher than the others. The best example, I think this was one bad example, but I don't know if you can see it, but it was enough so that when I went over or were trying to clean up the whitener, it would scrape the whitening off a bit too much. So that was causing a bit of problem, but I think it went relatively well. Oh, could actually fix this place. This actually had some issues. I don't know why, but it's the only place here. Yeah, it's kind of noticeable. So I'll add some whitening there. The grout itself, it adhered really well to this porous material that these tiles are, or not. This is not the porous material, but it is stone-like material, so it's a kind of rough material. So I would have liked to clean the grout a bit better, but I didn't have proper tools for that. And when I was trying to clean the grout, I wasn't able to, so I had to scrape a lot of grout. And when it dry, you can see it still in the tiles. But that's not that big of an issue. It doesn't look that bad, and it will wear itself off, and I might go once over it and clean it up once again. But all in all, the water runs well to the outlet, the drain, so it doesn't stay in any place. All in all, success. I'm happy. Cleaned out the shower a bit, stuff like that, and that's it. Yeah, that one spot needs to be fixing. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll just add a bit of whitening there. It's not that big of an issue. Or actually here. No, this is the issue. Yeah, this one. This is the spot. So it's that much. It's not actually, the whitening is there, but this is just a smidge higher, and it looks so bad when you try to do anything with it. So it has the whitening, but if you look from up, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, So that tile is just a smidge over the border, and it looks like, what the hell is this? And I can't really add that much whitening there, that yeah, well, I think I did the best I could do, and I think it looks much better than what it used to, so that's fine. The silicone is a bit white. I'm not expecting it to stay as white, and when I cleaned out the silicone, the previous silicone, there was a border that left quite a white border, or it wasn't white, it was just clean. So I think the silicone cleaner that I used might have cleaned it up a bit more, but white is a bit, well, it's not as bad. I added more grout there, so that's why the silicone seems to be stopping there, but it's actually silicone all the way, or I added more silicone to the spot so it doesn't get moldy or anything like that. And even there on the top of the grout, there's silicone on top of it, so it just looks a bit goofy at the moment. That's pretty much it. That's the last spot. I'll add some whitening, and yeah, all the corners, that might be the next thing I will do. So, but I don't know, the silicone is pretty good here. Too close, too far. Come on, focus. So the silicone here is pretty good, and I don't see any reason to redo it. There are some spots that are bad, but in general the water doesn't get there. I refreshed the silicone from the bottom 1.5 tiles, so this is all fresh silicone, and the corners, and added there some grout and some silicone, and also here same thing. Yeah, and let's see what the how it will hold out, but at the moment it looks pretty good, I think so.